Stradler, where are you? Get back in your cubicle. I'm not paying you to uncubicle yourself.
Welcome to part 2 of our summer catch-up video and how the hell we got to this point, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely, it makes sense.
As we mentioned in the previous video, LaDonna started a job as park operator. I bug her all the time. I call her park ranger.
I was not a park ranger.
I know you weren't.
I was a park operator.
One little thing that we didn't actually mention in the previous video was we were looking at Lac Lejeune as camp host. Well, camp host is basically a volunteer position and they just give you a place to stay. Park operator, she actually got paid, which worked actually into our benefit of not getting the Lac Lejeune gig, because this one was actually better. And I think it was a little, even with the commute, it was a little closer to Kamloops, which, you know, made it easier for me. But anyways, so one day I decided, well, what does a park operator do? So I went for a ride along.
Hi, are you on a ride along with me?
We're on a ride along with the park operator. She's all official in her uniform.
I'm happy to have you and Lua on a ride along.
Makes the driving on this really crappy road slightly more interesting.
Sure.
I don't know if we can really see the potholes, but the fact that with the gimbal, the dash is going to be bouncing back and forth, and the gimbal will keep things straight. Whee!
Yeah, I've been doing this road 4 times a day for, I don't know, close to a month now. So I kind of know which parts of the road to
Avoid. Or try to avoid.
Absolutely. You can stay on one side of the road, or you can go to the other side of the road. Anything to avoid as many potholes as you can. Can you see those?
So for those wondering, the main road into Roche Lake is maintained by highways, right?
Correct.
And then this road is maintained, or not maintained, by BC Parks.
Not maintained at all.
Yeah, it doesn't get much attention, as you can probably see here by this.
Oh, watching the other vehicle.
Yeah.
Yes. We just take our time.
And the bumpity bumpies. Holy smokes. So this is what LaDonna does all day. We didn't film the campers in the campground because they're camping and that's their business. But she goes and collects fees and makes sure everybody's good.
And I sell firewood to them if they need them for their fires. And I like to, of course, chat about the fishing, because it's just neat to hear people's fish stories.
Yeah. Because
a lot of their stories are fish stories. It was this big. Yeah, no. So, but the average that has been coming out of here is 3 to 5 pounds. The thing with rainbow trouts, I'm learning so much. It's so cool. The thing with rainbow trouts, they aren't a long fish. They are fat. They are just fat fish. So the meat is pretty thick, which is a nice steak for fish. Gorgeous fish steak. Yes.
And you were talking to a guy today who got caught without his life jacket on.
Right. Yes.
So
I just collected from a gentleman who was in a camper, and the conservation fisheries were out today. So the fellow that I just talked to, he got caught without life jackets, which doesn't make sense. I mean, who doesn't wear life jackets anymore? And he didn't have a whistle. And needless to say, he had a very expensive fishing day. $280 in fines.
So wear your life jacket.
Yes. definitely wear your life jacket. Mama, where'd you go? Mama dear, please don't come out right in front of me. I would not be happy. I don't know. Where's she? That's a new one. Hi, come back. Come here. Come on. Can you see her?
I think so.
Hi. No, where are you going? Where are you going?
Somebody talks to the animals.
I do all the time. And I'm not Doolittle. Careful and stay off the road. I think she's taking a poop. It looked like she was. Not that I've ever seen a deer poop.
And this is the part we live in.
Yes.
No, you're all done for the day.
I am. I'm all done. Thank you for coming along with me, Wayne and Lua. So yes, this is May long up at Roche Lake. And it's crazy. Looks like a Walmart parking lot.
And there's our little trailer.
Surrounded by all the big wind.
Okay, that's it for us.
While we are at Roche Lake, it is a world-renowned trophy fishing lake. There's different varieties of rainbow trout, and people from all over the world come and fish there. So there was a lot of regulars who came up every year, and they would come up 3 or 4 times, and some of them would park in our vicinity in the North Campground where we were parked. And I would like to do a shout out to John and his dog Helen and Rick. They were both our neighbors up there quite a few times. And because I didn't have the time to go fishing, Rick or John would bring us fish, and the fish were just to die for. They were so yummy. So this is a little excerpt from me getting a fish from one of our friends.
And prepping it for the barbecue.
Yes.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Very good.
Yeah, so thanks to Rick and John for the fish, and here's LaDonna doing it because I'm not big on guts.
So without further ado, we will introduce you to what Roche Lake has to offer. These are rainbow trout. So here they are.
Now what are you going to do?
I'm going to cut off their heads and their tails.
Do we need to see that?
I don't know, do you want to? I know you're squeamish.
Not that squeamish.
Get a close-up of the beautiful colors of these amazing fish. Rainbow trouts have an iridescent pink or purple or blue. They're just incredible.
So I guess it's safe to say this video isn't vegetarian friendly.
No, that would be correct. So
Okay.
I'd like to show you the steak. This is the fish steak. Get a load of that. Isn't that pretty? It's a very beautiful color.
You're not even a fan of fish.
No, but for some strange reason, like, I am a fan of white fish. I love white fish meat, and I'm not a fan of like the pink. But for some reason, these rainbows taste amazingly phenomenal. Should we tell them how we cook it?
Sure, or maybe we can show them later.
That's right. So how I cook these is I put in the inside some lemon, some thyme, some basil, and just sit it in there for a little bit, put it in foil, and then we go to the barbecue grill, and for 20 minutes in foil on top of the grill, and then flip it over for another 20 minutes. And then after those 40 minutes, we put it straight into the coals for 10 minutes, which gives it a little tiny bit of a smoky, and it tastes divine. It's almost as good as lobster, just about. It is perfect. And it's funny because yesterday when I was talking to the fishermen on my rounds with being park operator, a couple fellas asked me, how do you cook them? How do you like them cooked? And I told them, and they were like, oh, can I borrow your recipe? So I kind of became a Martha Stewart and told people how they can cook their fish too. It was really fun. So yeah, that's how you cook them. 40 minutes in total, and then 10 minutes down in the coals. So this is Roche Lake's finest.
Fish cats! As I always tend to do when I get a new job and kind of start getting an income again, I treat myself and spend a little money. Because we're partnered up, we did talk about it first, but we both agreed that it'd be kind of a cool idea to have a drone. And one weekend I decided, okay, I should probably learn how to fly this thing a little bit. So I wasn't sure if we were allowed to use it in the provincial park. LaDonna's partner said there, you kind of can, but you kind of can't. So I just decided, okay, well, I don't really know how to fly it yet either, so I don't want to be flying around anybody. So I went up to another lake, which is actually a forestry campground. It's free. There's no rules. There's no limit. It's called Bleecker Lake. So I took the drone up there and kind of learned to fly it, and it was a really nice day, so I kept the footage. So we'll throw that in here just for shits and giggles, and then we'll come back and see what's next. That's pretty much the end of part 2. Hopefully we covered what we needed to cover. This is kind of overwhelming trying to piece together bits and pieces of what you did over the past 9 months. So thanks for watching. If you can, do the like and the subscribe and
yes, please.
Comments. If you have any questions about anything, let me know. Tune in soon for part 3. And we'll keep you posted. Okay.
Later.
Who's the park operator?
Who's the park operator?
He's the park operator.
That's me.
You're the law in these here parts.
I'm not the law.
Yeah, I think you are.
I don't think so.
You got a pretty nice truck.
Thanks. It's nice and clean. I'm going to work.
Okay.
See you later.
All right. Bye. You too. Squeaky truck.